Pink is poised. Pink is prestigious. Pink is powerful. Pink is you. This is the Pink Pill podcast, where we have honest, unfiltered conversations about health and well-being for African women, helping you to build a thriving, authentic, and beautiful life.
Hello, Amazon. Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Pink Pill podcast. Here we have honest conversations about our health, both physical health, mental health, and our emotional well-being. This is a safe space for you. And if you're new here, I'm Ego Esther, a registered nurse and advocate for the health and well-being of young women and youth, doing amazing work in non-profit communications and programs management. Feel free to subscribe if you've not done that already. Turn on your notifications, like, leave a comment, and share with your best girl. In the last episode, we talked about dating yourself, improving your relationship with yourself, making it healthier and better. And in this episode, we are looking at a stage where that is needed more than ever. We're talking about our mid-20s. There are so many things we were not warned about adulthood. Bills, work, maintaining relationships and everything. But the most shocking one is how our body changes. So many things were skipped out of the orientation phase, if we had any. We didn't know that we're going to experience what so many people call second puberty. And sorry if the main primary puberty was a whole lot for you. I can understand how you're feeling with this second one, but it comes with its perks and a little bit of downsides, and we're going to be looking at all of that in this episode. Time flies and life changes very quickly. One day you're 18, you're 16, you're just having fun being a teen girl, only worrying about your new shoes that your mom's gonna get for you and what you're going to do with your friends during the summer break. And all of a sudden, you're 25, you're 26, and a lot is changing at the same time. You wake up one day and you're wondering, whose body is this? Am I in the right place? Why is everything changing at the same time? I look different. I feel different. Girl, you're not alone. Those thoughts, those fears, and the confusion, it's all normal. Let's unpack them in 3 parts. Here are 3 shocking things that nobody warns you about your mid-20s as a young lady. First, your body becomes less forgiving. Your body stops to tolerate all the little things that you do that harm it in ways that you may not have noticed before now. Let me take you back to your days in school or your early 20s. You go out for parties and you jump into your early morning lectures the next day and you're good to go. You survive on very little sleep, very little food, snacks, junk, and everything like that. And somehow your body manages to bounce back and keep you going all the time. In your mid-20s, all of that ends. In your mid-20s, your body begins to ask for more sleep, more rest, more nutritious food, and more healthy habits. So the same habits you kept going with in your early 20s, in your late teens, your body no longer tolerates it. You stress yourself too much, it shows on your face. You do not get enough sleep, shows up in your productivity and how you function through the day. You don't move your body. You begin to feel some slowness in the response of your muscles when you actually need them. So all of that are just the ways your body begins to communicate that, hey girl, if you're going to keep moving in a fast-paced, healthy way, some things are going to change around here. Everything you do begins to count. Little to no sleep, not resting, not exercising, not having a balanced diet, all of that begins to show up in ways that you never imagined. So your body begins to require more attention, more intentionality. You now have to plan your meals. You now have to put in consideration your body type, what you need to eat to maintain a stable system that can carry you through all the responsibilities you have right now. And all of a sudden, being random doesn't cut it anymore. You now have to be more intentional about what you do, because you know that every single habit you have right now has a consequence, and your body doesn't waste time in showing that. The next shocking change you will notice in your mid-20s as a young lady is that your energy changes. You might notice that you don't bounce back immediately like you used to after a stressful period of time, or you need more time to rest, to recharge before you get back to your normal flow of doing things. And this is completely normal, because I need to say this because it might make you begin to feel different, weird, begin to wonder, am I becoming boring? Am I becoming lazy? No, you're not becoming boring. You're not becoming lazy. Your body is just telling you that you need to build a sustainable flow of energy. You need to build a sustainable way of going about your activities. You can no longer be doing a million things at the same time. You can't say yes to everything anymore. You can't keep pouring into everyone and just giving out your energy, your resources, your time without creating adequate time for you to recharge and rest and refuel yourself. So in your mid-20s, you're going to realize that you're going to need more time to yourself. You will begin to prefer some things that you didn't before. A Saturday morning that is quiet, cozy, just you, your coffee, your favorite book, or just something that is really relaxing begins to appeal to you more to coming back tipsy after a long rave on a Friday night. So your taste begins to change. Going to bed early begins to sound so appealing to you. In fact, you become more intentional about your bedtime, unlike before, because you know you need to be on top of your energy in the morning. Of course, so many things contribute to this, not just the changes in your body system, but also the responsibilities, your 9 to 5, or if you're running your business, whatever it is, all of this come together to create these changes. But the thing is, your energy no longer remains in an all-time high. Your body begins to require times of rest, of recharging and refilling yourself before you get back to the normal rhythm of your activities, and that is completely normal. The last, and I would say the most shocking change that you will never wonder about your mid-20s as a young lady is the specific body changes that you experience. It's a whole lot, from changes in your period to your weight to the way your hormones act. Is a whole lot to take in. For some people, you begin to realize that you add weight more quickly. For some, you begin to lose weight more quickly. That happened to me, especially. I noticed I began to lose weight more quickly than before. In my late teens and early 20s, I struggled a lot with weight loss. I'll do a lot, portion control, workouts, but the progress was very, very slow. So when I hit my mid-20s, actually from 24 to 25, I started noticing, especially at 25, started noticing that I would just make a little effort to lose weight and boom, the results will be there. And that's one of the good parts. Like I said, there are perks to this and there are downsides to it. Another thing you might notice is changes in your period. Your period might become shorter all of a sudden. It could go from 7 days to 5 days, 4 days, and you speak to a doctor, you get a consultation, and they tell you everything is normal. It's probably just a new normal. And for some, it could become heavier, it could become scanty. There are just changes that you just can't ignore. For some people, the way your hormones work, it begins to change. You begin to feel the effect more intensely, especially when it comes to your sexual energy or your urge. You may notice that it becomes stronger, probably during your ovulation period. Before, you could probably just get through those days and you're just fine and going through your normal business. For some people, you might notice that all of that goes from 1 to 100 in no time. You begin to feel everything more strongly. You have to come up with ways to handle that better so that you can go about your daily activities without feeling so weird and different. Another specific change is that you begin to feel the effects of not exercising or putting on excessive weight. All of a sudden, you notice that you're climbing the staircase and your knees are not responding as fast as they should, or you have to just run a little and you're panting. You need to notice these things. They become more obvious than before. At that moment, you just know that something is different. I need to do something about this. And to cap it all, The reason why this can feel overwhelming, it can feel really draining, is because it is not just coming from one source. Okay, your body is changing, you are working, you have more responsibilities, you have expectations, you have standards that you set for yourself, and of course comparison sometimes. So all of this put together can really make this phase overwhelming. But you need to understand that this is not a time for you to be hard on yourself or think that you're doing something wrong. You're just going through a phase of change and transition, entering into the next stage of life. So you need to give yourself more grace. If you're constantly stressed out, you need to start finding ways to manage your stress levels. Yes, it is possible. I had to personally do that, and it works, believe me. You need to find ways to manage your stress levels. If you have toxic relationships around you, this is not the time to entertain that, because of course by now you've realized that you need a peaceful and stable environment and atmosphere around you at all times to thrive the way that you desire. So this is the time for you to listen more to your body, rest more when you need it, and build a supportive and encouraging community. And always remember, you are not behind. You're running at your own pace, so stay focused on your own journey. This is the time for you to focus on giving yourself what you actually need to try. So whatever it is, whether it's doing less or focusing more on the things that actually bring you fulfillment and move you closer to your goals, do whatever it is that you need that is going to help you to get through this phase successfully. As you step into the new week, I bet you already know what to do, whether it's to sign up for that gym membership or just start moving your body for 5 minutes every morning in your house, or book that consultation to check out those symptoms you've been seeing, or changing up your diet. Whatever it is, by now you've already known what you need to do. Just go ahead and do it. And that is your pink pill for the week. Have an amazing week ahead. Cheers to your grand rise. And don't forget to like and leave a comment about this episode. Share what resonated with you. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notifications, because every Sunday a fresh episode will be coming your way. I'd love to connect with you. Follow our page, The Pink Pill Podcast, on Instagram. Stay engaged with us as you help us to build a safe space for African women to learn about their health, take charge of their well-being, and build a thriving, amazing life. It will be so amazing to get your questions. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section or send us a DM on Instagram at The Pink Pill Podcast, and we'll answer that in the next episode. And don't forget to share this with the best girl.